The winter holidays are a time for jollity, kindness, and giving. But as we know all too well, there are twisted, hateful beings out there who would try their hardest to bring as much misery to the world as they could. Even they did not truly desire to destroy the holiday season though, for how could they ruin the people's favourite time of the year if it no longer existed? But there was one who would at first try to steal away the holiday for themselves, but as they become more jaded, this devious creature would create an army in their efforts to destroy the very personification of the season he hated so much. Gods had begun. Humanity had all players deep and challenging, different is less likely to get me horribly During her long seclusion within the Krampus' forest, a great many things happened to the princess who would one day become the Ice Queen. She mastered the ways of frost manipulation, learnt to command the armies of the forest, and found a form of immortality by allowing her heart to literally turn to ice. The greatest secret she kept, however, was that, in this time, she bore a child. It may be that her seething hatred was so great that a single body could not contain it. Thus another was created, but the true origins of the infant are likely much darker. Regardless, a baby was born, deformed, miscoloured, a child twisted by the pure malice it was born of. There was a name for such a hateful being, a name those of the forest reserved to one worthy of it. To them the child was a Grinch, an outcast. At first the princess looked upon the baby as a weapon that she would mould and wield against the people of Terraria, but as it grew and began to learn of its own nature, it became clear that this aberration was something the would-be Queen of Ice may not be able to control. She wished to terrorize the towns of Terraria, make them feel the pain she had suffered, but she could not even begin to predict how the child would turn out. It could assist her, or it could turn against her, threatening her plans and endangering all she had worked for. To the now heartless princess there was only one option. She would take the boy deep into the mountains, abandoning him there to freeze. Unbeknown to her though, he did not freeze. The blood he had inherited from his mother ensuring the cold meant nothing to him. For years, the young Grinch would live in solitude among the mountains, catching and consuming wild animals with his bare hands to survive, all the time wondering why he had been left here all alone. In time, he began to learn that a tolerance for cold was not the only thing he had inherited from his mother. He found that he was able to change the shape of snow, animate it to do as he desired. This made his hunt somewhat easier, as he set traps that would bury his prey under large snowdrifts. Having constructed a form of shelter from the remains of large animals and any twigs or logs he came across, the Grinch had, to some extent, managed to carve out a life in his desolate surroundings, lonely as it was. But that nagging question still remained inside of him. What was so wrong with him that he deserved to be taken out to the wilderness and simply left? In the end, the solitude and questions tormenting him became too much, at last driving him towards civilization. Coming across a bustling town, the Grinch was fearful of the amount of people, so he simply watched them to start with. They were nothing like he expected, and as he continued to observe them, he realised he had a deep longing for the companionship and kindness they seemed to share. Eventually it came to the winter holidays, the time for the giving of gifts, and the Grinch could wait no longer, and approached the town to join in with the festivities. As soon as the people saw his deformed features though, they believed him to be some sort of monster and tried to chase him out of town. At that point it became clear in the Grinch's mind that truly no one wanted him, that he must be a being so vile that he deserved all the torment he had received. Although even believing this, he still desired to take part in the holidays, but if no one was willing to share any gifts with him, he would have to take them. So he began conceiving of a plan to steal the holiday for himself. He would take their presents, their decorations, their food, and have it all to himself, because if there was one thing he had learnt growing up, it was that he alone could do anything. Planning for an entire year until the next holiday season came about, the Grinch put his plan into action, but it was hardly a well thought out plan, and almost immediately he was once again chased out of town. Again and again he tried, each time failing in some new and often spectacular way, until one day he decided it was enough. It was obvious he would never be included in the holiday, and he decided that if he could not be included, then no one would be. But unlike his mother who decided to bring terror to her victims, the Grinch wished to bring total punishment. Punishment for rejecting him. Punishment for having a life he did not. He would destroy this holiday the people loved so much, and to do so he would seek out and kill what he believed to be the one everyone worshipped. The Winter God King, the one named Santa Claus. Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and want to support the channel, then please consider subscribing and hit that bell so that YouTube might possibly inform you when a new video comes out. If you want to go that bit further, please feel free to support the channel on Patreon or go and buy some merchandise on Spreadshirt and Teespring. Links are all down in the description. Other than that, have a great day and I'll see you next time.